The BMW 3 Series has really made a name for itself over the years, and with the 320d as its staple of choice, it has become one of the most popular cars in the UK. It's no surprise why, when you look at all the facts. This car is as practical and economical to drive as it is well designed and equipped with great features such as cruise control outside and within. With a full leather interior in a hue of beige and tinted rear windows, passenger experience is at the top of the list of reasons to buy the 320d. As if that wasn't enough already, it comes with the top-of-the-range doubled-in infotainment screen, which allows you to listen to the radio, CDs, Bluetooth, use YouTube, make hands-free calls, use as a sat-nav. You can even search Google, and that's not even everything. At the very forefront of the appeal of this car, though, is drivability. With a 2-litre turbocharged diesel engine that covers 42 miles per gallon of fuel on average and puts 161 horsepower behind the rear wheels, there's no denying this motor as one of the most quick and agile over long distances or about town. Great handling, dual climate control and all-electric windows make it clear why so many choose the 320d as their next car, and the 3-way seat adjustment always ensures that you're at maximum comfort. So, with an MOT until the end of the year, this car is going to be in excellent condition for as long as you need it to be. You're not going to have to worry about having any massive repair bills, and with the full service history as well, it just gives you that extra peace of mind knowing that this car throughout its lifetime, not just recently, has been taken care of very well and has had a lot of investment put into it. Now, as you can tell, the cream leather interior is an excellent feature, which is very, very rare on a lot of cars and gives it that extra sort of executive feel and that full elegance inside and out. When you're sitting in the interior, the seats are so comfy and the colour just gives it that extra nice feel. This car is very, very safe. Although it is a very fast car and it can do top speeds of up to, if you wanted to go that high, 137 miles an hour, as it does have 161 horsepower behind the rear wheel drive. Now, you'll never most likely get up to that speed, as obviously in the UK the top speed legal limit is 70 miles an hour, but if you were to have any accidents or anything like that, again, this car does have a full maximum 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. As you can see, there are airbags in the sides, there are airbags in the wheel, the passenger side, there's also airbags in the door, and in the rear as well, there are airbags in the same position up here. So safety is at the very, very forefront, and practicality doesn't just, be compromised due to the extra features that this car has, such as the incredible handling, the sport suspension, and the incredible gear changes and acceleration. So, of course, 12 months tax on this car is £265, and it does fit into insurance group 26, which a lot of people actually believe it's going to be higher and more expensive, when in reality it's not. So anyone can drive this car. Obviously, first-time drivers might want to get something a bit smaller just to get used to the road, and then move on to this as more of an upgrade for a second or a third car, and have that lovely BMW experience where you know exactly what you're getting. Now, the automatic 6-speed transition is standard issue and very popular, as with the manuals, there's nothing wrong with them, but the automatic, it just takes into account the fact that the car knows best when it needs to change gear, and it just makes everything so much smoother. So all you need to do is put your foot down and the car will do the rest for you, which is obviously a really nice feature. Now, of course, 0.60 miles per hour is very quick, in 8.6 seconds. Now, compared to a lot of other sports cars and high performance cars, obviously it's not amazing, but for an everyday car such as this, 8.6 seconds is not bad at all, and it's very rather quick. Obviously, it has anti-lock brakes, it has a alarm, it has a CD player. Obviously, there's one built into the infotainment screen anyway. It also comes with obviously cruise control, as you can see here, which gives it an extra comfort rating when you're on the motorway, when you're doing long drives. You switch on the cruise control and you can relax knowing that You're not going to have to be constantly trying to watch the speed dial and stay at the recommended speed. You can just set it off at 60 or 70 and enjoy the journey. Obviously it has the call button, volume adjusting and the voice activation. Now this car also, as well as the infotainment screen, it has a microphone up here, which when you're answering calls when you're in the car, it just gives it that sound quality, you know, top level sound quality. A lot of the time when you're in a car and you're, you know, making a business call on hands-free, if it can't be avoided, obviously, the audio quality can be very bad, and it just doesn't reflect well on your business or on your client either if they can't hear you. So having this inbuilt microphone just gives an extra bit of usability and just adds so much extra to it. So this car also has rear parking sensors, which not everyone might need, but it's always a great feature just to give you that extra assistance when you're parking or reversing, and it might be difficult to see whether there's cars in the way, pedestrians, you know, crossing behind you and things like that. It's, you know, completely gives you that full control. So if I start reversing, you'll be able to hear parking sensors coming into effect. There we go. And when the screen is on, it will actually show you which of the exactly 4 sensors on the back, 1 on each corner and 2 in the middle, is being activated the most. So it will show you exactly where the closest bit of the car is to whatever your obstacle you're reversing towards, and basically give you that whole option to avoid it completely and keep your car in perfect condition. Take the handbrake off, push the car into drive, and we will take it for a quick spin. So of course, with the suspension being sport suspension, it is slightly lower and slightly stiffer to give increased speed and better handling when you can feel the road more for the car. So you might feel the bumps in the road a little bit more, but also it allows you to feel the car on the road and gives you that extra, you know, when it comes to handling, control. So you can feel the road, you can feel where you need to go, and you know, you can direct the car whichever way you want to go. When it comes to the acceleration, this car is very quick. Obviously, as it is an automatic, you don't have to worry about changing gears or anything. It will do it all for you. So if I just put my foot down just a tiny little bit, you'll see the turbo come into play, kick in, and feel the car lurching forward as it just wants to go really fast. This car is built not just for speed, but when it does come to speed and acceleration, it is one of the most impressive features about it. Now, not that the top speed will ever have to be reached, but 137 miles an hour is considerable when you consider it's only a 2 litre, and the 161 horsepower generated behind the rear wheels gives that extra control, as the front wheels are just focused on the handling of the car, and then the rear wheels have the power behind the car to bring it forward and get it to where it needs to be. And then when the car's changing through the gears itself, it's just extremely easy. There's no delays, anything like that at all, and it's just extremely comfortable and enjoyable to drive. Now, while it is slightly stiffer than normal suspension, it's not uncomfortable to drive. So of course, with the seats being as comfortable as they are, it's not going to make the drive any more bumpy or uncomfortable as it would even on long journeys. And sitting in these seats for long periods of time does not become uncomfortable by any stretch. So making sure the seat's adjusted before you're leaving is key, and once that's done, you won't have anything to worry about at all. Of course, when it comes to the acceleration and the gear changes, everything is very nice and smooth. The gearbox communicates with the engine and the transmission to know exactly when it should be shifting gears, and it's all very nice and works like clockwork. So obviously this car does rival other cars such as the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. However, there's a lot of features that some people prefer. There are a few features that obviously people prefer the Mercedes-Benz C-Class for, each to their own. Everyone has their own preference, of course, but generally the BMW 3 Series, specifically the 320d, is considered one of the best executive saloon cars on the market, especially when it comes to general everyday driving.